Um, I'm doing this very important live stream. Um, if you can, do me a favor and share the video. Um, Also, the live stream is going to be a little choppy because I'm in the mid of nowhere. I'm doing a job here. Decided to take a break really quick. I want to talk about the U.S., Iran, and Israel. There's been a lot of talk going on that Iran has a nuclear facility that it is very deep. We're talking about 300 feet deep. All right, that's like the size of the Statue of Liberty. All right, so it's a nuclear facility out there, and I guess they call it the Fordow. All right, so that region, the U.S. is discussing on taking that region out, but they're having problems with that. All right, so this is the reason why Donald Trump, not one but twice, rushed to the situation room. They're discussing on how to take out that nuclear facility, and it's not going to be easy. All right, so this nuclear facility is hidden in a mountain. In a mountain, all right? And the reason why the Iranians decided to build this in a mountain is because back in the 80s, Iraq was building their nuclear facility and Israel destroyed it. And so again, Iran, they built theirs in a mountain, and it's really hard for Israel to get in. Give me a second, guys. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the audio is good. Let me know if everything is good. Please leave comments down below. All right. So, and share this video. So this mountain, it's just really hard for the U.S. to, and even Israel. Now, here's the thing, guys. The U.S. is discussing dropping. Okay, thank you so much. Someone said they could hear me. The U.S. are discussing on dropping the bunker buster. The problem here is that the bunker buster is not going to destroy the nuclear facility. All right, it's probably going to put a dent. Now, in the situation room, they actually spoke to Donald, the generals, top generals. They said, hey, and look, this information is coming out from the Guardian. All right, so you have some people out there that put out all these info that they got from the possibly situation room or again, they're the one who's putting out the information. I'm just giving you guys the updates here. But the bunker buster is not going to destroy that nuclear facility. It's just gonna possibly do some damage. Now they're suggesting we should drop the bunker buster, and then after that we should drop a tactical nuclear bomb, which Donald is like, no, we ain't gonna drop no nukes. So they're trying to figure out how to take out this nuclear facility that is buried 300 feet hidden in a mountain, which, by the way, this nuclear facility, the uranium enrichment, I think, is at 83.7%. All right, they're so close to building a nuclear bomb. They need 90%. They're already at 83.7%. So they need 90% in order to achieve to build the nuclear bomb. All right, so that's why Israel is striking, because Iran is like 7% away from reaching that goal of having a nuclear bomb. But the problem is, how do you get to it? How do you destroy this facility, and it's hidden deep underground, 300 feet, and you got a monster mountain in a way. So Iran, very smart, doing this. They knew that the U.S. was going to come. They knew that Israel was going to strike. So they're planning on dropping the bunker buster, and what it would do is it's possibly going to delay Iran nuclear equipments by several years. But they don't want to do that. They want to eliminate it once and for all. So this is why Donald has not given the green light yet, or gotten involved in this war with Israel and going against Iran. So they're trying to figure out how should we destroy that nuclear facility. So it's just not looking good. It's not looking good. This is why Russia has not intervened yet. And I do believe that Russia might have helped Iran, and Russia told the US not to get involved. You stay out of this. So we haven't seen the big part yet. We haven't seen the big event yet. We have seen drones and missiles in Tehran, capital of Iran. Iran is firing ballistic towards Israel and Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, but we haven't seen the big war yet. Once that mountain is obliterated and it just, the Fordow is the big one. And according to some experts, if the US and Israel hit that nuclear facility, there's going to be radiation leak. It's going to be so bad. Russian leader Vladimir Putin is urging, spoke to Donald Trump, and he also spoke to Benjamin Netanyahu about this situation. If you guys are planning on hitting that nuclear facility, you're going to cause something that's going to be a lot worse than Chernobyl. I think that's how you pronounce the name. That nuclear facility, and I think in Ukraine, Chernobyl, right? So it's going to be a lot worse than that. So how do you do this? The US is really thinking about, well, they don't want to drop a nuclear bomb. They suggest that to Donald Trump. And here's the thing. Look, if you drop a nuclear bomb in that region, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to, again, we don't want a repeat of 1945. We don't want to see none of that type of stuff. But again, Donald is just completely, I wouldn't say frustrated. He just don't know how to stop Iran from building, almost finishing building the nuclear bomb. And I guarantee once Iran achieves the 19%, the uranium enrichment, once they achieve that, they're going to be dropping nukes on the Holy Land. They're not going to forget what Israel has done. And they definitely not going to forget what Donald Trump did when he ordered the operation of taking out some very important people. I think Baghdadi and Salami. I think that's how you pronounce their name. So again, Iran said they're going to seek revenge for what Donald has done back in 2018. So it's just, it's very, 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 very concerning time for the world, because Iran has some kind of barrier protecting their nuclear facility. And this is something that the US is really thinking about. How do we get to this monster? So, I mean, they took out the Natanz. Well, they didn't take it out. They damaged it. The Natanz nuclear facility. They hit other facility. But the big one is the Fordow, which is protected by this huge mountain. So, and it's buried 300 feet, which is the size of a Statue of Liberty. All right, so it's buried deep underground. And for those of you that tuned in, The Guardian has put out this information that in a situation room, I guess they were discussing on how to take out the nuclear facility, Iran nuclear facility that is buried in the mountain. And so they're saying that the bunker buster is not going to damage it. It's just, it's going to take a lot more than a bunker buster. And for those of you that don't know what's a bunker buster, it's a missile that was meant to destroy bunkers. It was meant to destroy things that is hidden underground. All right, so they want to use that in order to take out the Fordow region, the nuclear plant facility, which, again, U.S. generals and the U.S. and all these important people telling Donald Trump This is not gonna work, Trump. This is not gonna work, man. We could drop it, but it's not going to destroy the nuclear plant. So Trump, we suggest that you drop the bunker buster, and after that, we drop a tactical nuclear bomb, which Donald said, no nukes. So again, how do you take it out? How do you take this nuclear facility out? Well, we're gonna find out pretty soon, but they better do it quick, because Iran is at 83.7% uranium enrichment. It takes, to build a nuclear bomb, it takes 90% of enrichment, uranium enrichment. So they're getting close of getting nuclear. All right, so, and again, like I say, guys, you have these countries in the Middle East. They are extreme high alert. All right, they are so worried because they feel like their country is gonna get hit with radiation. So again, it's a very tough situation for America and Israel. And Iran knows that, hey, you can't hit us. I mean, you can hit our buildings, you can hit our facility, you can hit our other nuclear plants, but you can't get the big one. And you know it. I know it. Russia is saying, hey, we got Iran back. So Russia is defending Iran. China is defending Iran. North Korea, Kim Jong-un, called Israel bully. So North Korea is defending Iran. You got all these countries defending Iran. All right. And Russia suggests giving some missile defense system to Iran. Iran declined, said it's all right, we don't need none of that, which is shocking. Iran usually takes a lot of stuff, but I guess, I don't know, they don't have the money for those equipments. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to bring this news up for you, to you. So let me just read some of your comments. So it says here, the rods of God will do the job. You think so? You think so? The rods of God will do the job. I guess that is the, it's like a spear, right? That falls from the atmosphere and it comes and just hit. There's a possibility, yeah, you may be right. Maybe if they drop the bunker busters and drop a couple of the rods of God, possibility, yeah, they might, I mean, that might work. Oh, and here's another issue too. Donald Trump said it took control of the airspace of Iran. But the problem is there's no GPS or none of that in that region. So it's going to be hard to actually drop stuff in that region. If they don't have, I forget the name of it, but they do have control of Iranian airspace. They do have the control of Iranian airspace. All right, so, all right, but again, yeah, the rod of God, that's something that could work. And again, Donald Trump said that we have weapons that the world has never seen, have never witnessed. There's a possibility, maybe there's some option A, B, or C, who knows? Maybe A is no good, which is the nuclear bomb. Donald said no nukes. We ain't gonna be dropping nuclear. I'm not gonna be, having that in my conscience, millions of innocents wiped out. It ain't gonna happen. And plus, radiation will be all over the place. It would be so bad. It would basically put Donald as the as worst. I could see it. I mean, these people are gonna be like, he's worse than Hitler. So, oh man. So yeah, he's not gonna do that nuclear stuff. Let me just give me a second here. The satellite could do it. Yeah. I mean, again, all that could do it. But the problem is, and I've seen the picture, the satellite imagery, you got this big, massive mountain. I mean, you got this mountain in a way. All right. So it just, and the Bible says that mountain will be moved from its place. And we're going to see how all that plays out. But one thing I tell you, that the mountains will be moved if they blow up that nuclear plant that's buried underneath. These mountains will be moved like crazy, and it's just going to shift everything around in Iran and possibly Iraq. I mean, that could actually release the angels from the Euphrates rivers. So give me a second here, guys. Give this video a big thumbs up. I'm doing a couple of errands, so I decided to just, and plus I was doing my job, I decided to take a break. America is modern Rome. Our whole government is from Rome. I do agree with you. Yes, I agree 100%. Um, Saved by grace. Who told you that? Someone said. I guess Paul's writing to someone. Give me a second here, guys. I'm just reading some of the comments. America is not in the Bible. America is in the Bible. The entire world is in the Bible. Nation against nations. All right, that's America. That's the whole world. Nation against nation. Someone said Bashid. Nope. That facility is under 2,000 feet of rock. I doubt the rods will do it. Again, that's what I was thinking too, because again, this is a massive mountain, all right? And the Iranians were very smart to start this, because remember, back in the 80s, Iraq did something similar, and then Israel destroyed it. They took out, again, Iraq wanted to build a nuclear stuff, and it didn't work. It didn't work. You had Israel took it out. And then you have Saddam. He was trying to rebuild the Babylonian Empire and become like the King Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, that didn't work. That didn't work. Iraq made a lot of mistake. They made so much mistake. That's why Iran learned from Iraq, and Iran is building stuff in mountains. Again, throughout the history, if you watch like Discovery Channel, a lot of things are hidden in a mountain. A lot of things. You got, again, you got mummies, you got gold, you got all these things are hidden in mountains and caves. Because those are like the strong structure, very powerful, strong structures. And believe it or not, there's hidden cities inside the mountains. The Vatican is Mystery Babylon. I doubt it. I doubt it. I'm sorry. I don't think the Vatican is the Mystery Babylon. I don't think so. I just don't see it. I don't. The Vatican could be wiped out by volcanoes, but I just don't see it being the Mystery of Babylon. There are a lot of false prophets in the last days. Absolutely, I agree 100%. And most of them is on YouTube. You need to be very careful. Guys, my wife showed me a video, which is very concerning. There are people out there that, I don't know if you guys heard of John MacArthur, a pastor from California, or Vodi Bakum, these Baptist pastors that preach the gospel. Well, there is YouTube channels out there that is using AI, and it's very disturbing because these are not true pastors, but it sound like them. It sound just like them. And this AI voice mimicking John MacArthur or Vodi Bakum. They're saying that sin is not bad. God sent Jesus, and we should live life the way we want to live it. And I'm like, whoa, that is not what John MacArthur said. So it's just very dangerous, social media and AI. You have to look, all you got to do, we have the Bible. That's all you need. You don't need to go to social media to find Christ. Christ is in scriptures, and the Holy Spirit lives in you. All right, please be careful. Social media is filled with antichrist spirits. Social media is filled with AI stuff. All right, so pretty soon someone's going to make a channel and say Grand Supreme News, and it's not me, even though it's AI voice. I mean, it's just very disturbing. This is where we are nowadays. And these people get away with it. Using my voice and telling people that it's okay to sin. No. So please, if you want to seek for Christ, it's not in social media, the Bible. You need to get the King James Version Bible. If you're watching only Paul Begley, you're not going to have any understanding of what's going on in what going on in these happenings. The pastors avoid prophecy on America. I have a Bible from 1905. Keep it. Those Bibles are amazing. Again, all Bibles are great, but again, stay away from these new Bibles and stuff. A lot of verses has been removed, so please be careful. Do me a favor, guys. Share the video. I really appreciate it. I mean, and also give the video a thumbs up. There are a lot of false prophets. I agree. The Vatican is the mystery of Babylon. I read that part. I read all this here. Everybody's saying the rod of God. Can a rod of God do it? I mean, we have seen something similar, and I think it happened in China. Everybody was talking about the rod of God fell on China because there was this massive explosion. This thing, I mean, it was huge. People were saying it was the rod of God. But if it was the rod of God, China would have declared war on the US. So I don't think that was the rod of God. I think that was like chemical explosion. Trust me, China would have retaliated any attack in their country. And they find out it was us, it would be game on. Tony M said, amen, my friend Lewis. Agree, believe Holy Bible, Jesus Christ is coming. Warning, world, get ready. Please tell if you know which Bible verse says lion lays down with lamb. Well, again, guys, the reason why a lot of people's having difficult time with the lion and the lamb, which again, a lot of people believe that it was changed. All right, we have movies, a lot of movies, Lion and the Lamb, but now is the I guess it's the wolf and the lamb, which a lot of people are like, wait a minute, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I remember Lion and the Lamb. And you have the wolf and the lamb, which if you go on YouTube, there's this lady, she made a video of it. There's this lady that made a video of it, and she called up a church, and she's like, can I speak to a pastor? And the pastor's like, I'm the pastor of this church, how can I help you? She's like, I have a question. I was reading my Bible, and something just kind of doesn't seem right here. And he's like, okay, what verse? And she gave him the verse, and she's like, I remember it's being the lion and the lamb. And he's like, well, it is the lion and the lamb. And she's like, well, my Bible says the lamb and the wolf. And so he's like, well, you probably have a different Bible, and that's why. She's like, I have a King James version, New King James version, and it's all the same or something like that. And so he's like, can I put you on hold? And he was in shock. So a lot of people believe that there's a possibility this might have been a Mandela effect, that everything has been changing around. But the pastor on YouTube, he didn't have an answer. No answer to it. So here's the thing, guys. The Lamb. Who is the Lamb? Jesus Christ. We believe that Jesus is the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, all in one. He is the way, the truth, and the life. Always memorize that and just keep that in your heart. As long as you believe that God sent Jesus, as long as you believe that Jesus is the Son of God, as long as you believe that he died for our sin, as long as you believe that he is the way to heaven, there's nothing to worry about. You keep all that in you. You keep that Jesus is the Messiah, you be saved. All right, so there's been a lot of stuff going on. Strange things are happening. A lot of shifting going on. The Bible said there will be many shocking events to come. All right, give me a second here. The rod of God aren't real. It's from Call of Duty. Actually, no. There is some very powerful stuff like that. Again, trust me. we have things that could fall from the atmosphere. So we have things that could fall from the atmosphere. Isaiah 11 verse 6 says that the lion will lay down with the lamb and the little child will lead. Okay, so like I said, it also depends on the Bible too, but there's other verses. And again, there's been a lot of movies of Lion and the Lamb. So I don't know if it's in a book of Acts. I could be wrong, guys. It's been a while. I haven't seen that video. But that video gained a lot of views, and a lot of people were catching up with the Mandela effect. All right, because it's, for those of you that don't know what's a Mandela effect, it's a thing that it's basically things that people remember that no longer exist. It's just gone. But the crazy part about this is that millions of people having the same memory, saying, "Wait a minute, I remember that this movie existed. Where is it?" Well, it never existed. It just never came out. It's like I Love Lucy, right? Ricky Ricardo, his big saying, "Lucy, you got some explaining to do." Well, again, he never said that. He never said that. You're not gonna find Ricky Ricardo saying that. And the one scene with Darth Vader, "Luke, I am your father." He never said that. He never said it. He said something different. He said something different. He didn't say, "Luke, I am your father." He said, "No, I am your father," or something like that. But the final countdown, the song, there's some lyrics that's missing too. So it just, all these things that people's catching up, saying, "Wait a minute, there's a whole bunch of things that's missing." But these young generation, they say, "Well, the reason why you guys can remember is because you're getting old." So we're getting old. That's why we can remember, because our memory is so messed up now. So I remember that movie when I was a kid. Yeah, that weirded me out. I Love Lucy. Yeah. What else? Forrest Gump, life was like a box of chocolate. He didn't said that. He said something else similar, but not like that. Oh, Mr. Roger, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. He never said that. He said something else. So it just, a lot of things changed, and a lot of people say it was CERN that did something. CERN opened up some kind of dimension and kind of so. But look, at the very end, guys, it just, we are entering in the end of ages, of perilous times and perilous men. It just, things are just completely shifting. So, is it because we're getting old? No, because our memory, again, is recorded. There's many daycares called The Lion and the Lamb, someone said. I remember Sinbad in the movie, and I remember it came out in the 90s, and he said it was a joke in the early 2000s. Now, I remember Sinbad. Well, Sinbad's the actor and comedian, and he made that genie movie called Shazam. All right, so it was back in the early 90s. I remember that. My wife is the one. Actually, I was not aware of all this stuff going on. My wife was like, "Hey, have you ever watched the movie called Shazam?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the movie from the 90s. It's a kid's movie. Sinbad plays a genie. As a genie." He's like, "What?" My wife is like, "Well, it said it never existed." So we went to all these stores trying to get the VHS tape. You're not gonna find it. Sinbad came out and said he never made a genie movie. And yeah. So again, that's crazy stuff. Mandela, I'm old. I remember him dying in prison. Next time I knew he was president. Well, again, my father-in-law, he passed away. Truly missed him. But he's like, when he heard the news that Nelson Mandela died in 2012, I think it was 2012, right? When Obama was president. My father-in-law is like, no, he died in the 90s. He didn't die, he died years ago. So a lot of people were in shock. They was like, wait a minute, didn't Nelson Mandela died in the 90s? So, yeah, that's what started the Mandela effect. That's why it's called the Mandela effect, because now all these strange things are happening. It's like this. Let's say in the year 2030, you want to look up who was the 44th president of the United States. And instead of being Obama, it probably will be some kind of Chinese man. So people's going to say, I remember it was Obama. We are living in a Rothschild theatrical production. I'm just reading some of your comments here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm just hanging out with many of you guys. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna end it here, guys. I might go live on my other channel. I'm not at the studio room right now, so again, I just wanted to come here and give you guys an update of the Iranians, the Israeli war going on, and it just, like I said, guys, they need something to move that mountain. So again, the Guardian did mention about, you got all these people giving Donald Trump these options. Just drop the bunker buster, and then we could drop a nuclear bomb. That, again, that would make us look really bad. That would make us look so bad. It's just not a good idea. It's absolutely not a good idea. We don't need to be dropping nukes. We don't need to be dropping nukes. All right, but one thing I tell you, something is about to happen pretty soon. They're not going to let Iran to obtain nuclear. It's just not going to happen. So, all right, guys, I guess I'm going to end it here. If you can, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up and share this video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys soon in my other channels. Till next time, later. Peace.